Hi everyone, this is Lyndsey. I am an instructor at Move Studios and also a registered dietitian. So for our March Matness, I am going to be presenting a short presentation on hydration. So as we all know, water is essential to life. It keeps our body systems running well, keeps your skin clear, keeps your energy levels up, all kinds of benefits. And about 60% of our body is made of water. We lose water throughout the day through normal things like sweating, urination, bowel movements, but other things can affect it too, like extreme temperatures, higher altitudes, and illness or fever, things like that. So, dehydration occurs when water losses exceed that of water intake. You can't always see dehydration, it doesn't have to be hot outside or visibly see sweat. But early signs of dehydration, which I'm sure we've all experienced, include increased thirst, flushed skin, elevated body temperature, faster breathing, and heart rate. And mild symptoms of dehydration may include things such as a headache, dizziness, foggy brain, poor memory. In Pilates, we often see dehydration in the form of muscle cramps, especially during bridging. I know I do. And typically, the good news is that these symptoms will resolve with hydration. Severe dehydration often requires medical attention and can lead to more serious health problems. Athletes participating in long stretches of physical activity, such as marathons or triathlons, may have different hydration needs. They often need to hydrate and replace their electrolytes, mostly sodium and potassium, that are lost through sweating. Typically, this is done through sports drinks like Gatorade or chews like Stinger chews, things like that. But in terms of Pilates, there's typically no need to replace electrolytes after a Pilates class, unless you took multiple classes in one day or sweat a ton during jump board or a circuit training class. Just drinking water throughout the day should be good enough. So, a question I get asked all the time is how much water do I need to drink throughout the day? And unfortunately, there is no specific RDA or recommended dietary allowance for fluids. It varies from person to person and depends on all kinds of factors such as age, activity level, overall health. And if you think about it, that makes sense, right? If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, you might need more water than someone who wasn't. If you have a certain medical condition where your kidneys aren't functioning properly, you might need to limit your water. If it's hot outside, you might need extra water. Or if you just, took a 4 hour class working out and you sweat a lot. So we've all heard the 8 cups a day is recommended. It's definitely a good start, and then just pay attention to your body. So, how do you know if you're hydrated? Well, first you would listen to your body. Some of those early signs of dehydration, increased thirst, flushed skin, things like that, you would listen to your body. If you are thirsty, you're probably not optimally hydrated. Check the color of your urine. That's always a good one. If you're dehydrated, it was often darker, yellow, or amber color, like apple juice. Ideal would be pale yellow. And keep in mind that certain medications and supplements can affect urine color. So if you're concerned, you can always call your doctor. So in addition to drinking fluids, about 20% of our daily fluid intake comes from the food we eat. I've provided a list here of high water content fruits and vegetables, higher being like we would think about watermelon. Obviously, it's got that in its name. Zucchini, things like that. If you ever have made zucchini noodles, they're very, very wet and heavy at first. And then some less, but still higher, pineapple, carrots, yogurt. That's not a vegetable, but those kind of things. So we do intake fluid from sources other than just water. But what we want to be careful of is natural diuretics, meaning you're losing water through urination. And two of the most common are caffeine and alcohol. And if you think about it, that makes sense, right? We drink lots of coffee, we have to go to the bathroom. We drink lots of alcohol, you have to go to the bathroom. So while they both have fluid in them, you just want to be conscious of how much you're drinking, and moderate intake may not affect hydration status, but the more you drink, the more you'll have to urinate and the more water you're losing and need to replace. And then same with juices, sodas, sports drinks, and coconut water. These do contain fluid, but they also often have added sugar and calories, so you just want to limit those. So really, for daily optimal hydration, going about your normal day, not for athletes or whatever, water is really your best option. I mean, if you think about the benefits, it's calorie free, caffeine free, inexpensive, and easily accessible. So, what if you're a person that just does not like water? Well, here are a few options to try to change that and help with your intake. If you don't like the taste, you can always add a flavor enhancer. Putting fresh cucumber in your water is delicious and refreshing. Um, you can add flavor packets or drops, but again, be careful of added calories. You can play with the temperature. I used to prefer only chilled water, and now I like room temperature. So maybe your tastes have changed as well. If you're someone who likes soda and bubbles and things like that, you can try sparkling water. There's so many options these days. And if you just feel like you don't have your water with you, a great option is just to fill up a water bottle in the morning and carry it with you all day. At the studio, we have refillable water bottle stations, so you can always fill up your water bottle before or after class. It's a great way just to have it accessible, and when you feel thirsty, you drink some water. I did hear a funny meme or saw a funny meme about, I don't know how my friends and I survived school without our water bottle, and it's so true. Today's children are probably going to be way more hydrated than the older population because they are used to drinking water and carrying water bottles with them whenever they go to school or practice. It was not like that back in the day. Thank you all for listening today. Hopefully, you learned something new and that you can take with you. And just to end with a little bit of humor, a little meme, if you drink a gallon of water per day, you won't have time for other people's drama because you'll be too busy peeing. Stay hydrated, my friends. I just thought that was funny and a nice little end to the presentation. So, have a great day, and thanks again for listening.